UFC 313 fight week is now upon us, which means we need to talk about this main event. This is a fight we all wanted to see, and it's a legacy-defining fight for Alex Pereira. What Alex Pereira has done in such a short amount of time in the UFC has been incredible. This dude has knocked out top contender after top contender, but now he faces the one guy that a lot of people think can actually beat him. In Magomed Ankalaev, a guy who can strike and a guy who can wrestle, a guy that's supposed to give Alex Pereira all the issues, but will he actually? I think the main misconception with this fight is that people think Ankalaev is just going to go out there and start wrestling Alex, and while I do think he will go for takedowns in this fight, I don't think that's going to be very prominent. I think Ankalaev wants to strike with Alex. I think he thinks he's better than Alex on the feet, and I think he wants to try and knock him out. But that's easier said than done. A lot of people have tried to stand in front of Alex and trade with him, and it just doesn't go well for them. And Ankalaev is a pretty good striker himself, but he hasn't fought a guy on the level of Poatan in terms of striking. I mean, he hasn't even fought Jamal Hill, Yuri Prochazka, Khalil Roundtree, guys that Poatan has already knocked out. So, I don't know. I feel like the experience level in terms of high-level opponents in striking is just way too different. Ankalaev, of course, is a southpaw, and people say Alex has issues with southpaws, but I mean, look at the Jamal Hill fight, look at the Khalil Roundtree fight. I don't think that's the case at all, to be honest with you, and I think there's shots that Poatan can land in this fight that could finish it. Mainly, the famous left hook. I was watching a lot of Ankalaev tape lately, and I noticed that Ankalaev does drop his hand when he's engaging in striking exchanges, and with that hand down, Poatan could easily find that opening to land that one clean shot that he needs to end the fight. There's openings there to be had, and depending on how long this fight lasts on the feet, Alex is going to find his chin eventually. No, Alex has the advantage on the feet, but how much is Ankalaev's wrestling going to actually impact this fight? Because we've seen him take guys down in the past, but he has struggled with controlling them and keeping them down. And Alex, he has been taken down in his career by Jan Blachowicz, and Jan did well at points and was able to control Alex a bit, but most of the time Poatan was able to get back up, and I think he can do the exact same thing against Ankalaev here. And I also think the skill gap on the feet is a lot bigger than people think. I mean, Khalil Roundtree, for example, is a very, very good striker, and Poatan had his issues at the beginning with him, but as the fight went on, he was able to start reading stuff, and he was able to do his own damage. And that's what Alex is. He's a fighter that gets better as long as the fight goes on. And yeah, he can end it quick, but he can also drag things out and start figuring out his opponent and landing the shots he needs to. I think there's been a little bit more animosity between these two compared to Alex's previous opponents, and that could be good or bad, but ultimately I think it will help Pereira in this. I think he's going to fight with a little more anger, a little more hunger, and his shots are going to have a little bit more spice on the end of them. Pretty much how I see this fight going is round one, I think both guys are going to land their shots. I think Ankalaev is going to shoot and probably land a takedown and might even win the first round. As the fight goes on though, I think Pereira is going to start finding his shots more. He's going to start reading a lot of things that Ankalaev's doing, and around the third or fourth round, we're going to see Poatan land that massive left hook and land the KO blow. I also think the Dagestani era might be coming to an end in the UFC. We've seen guys this year like Umar Nurmagomedov be stopped and figured out, and I think a lot of guys are starting to figure out these Dagestani fighters a little bit more. So, with all that being said, Alex Pereira is going to be my pick to win this fight. I think he's going to win via KO, and I think it's going to be that left hook, as Ankalaev tends to drop that right hand, and you just can't do that against a guy like Alex Pereira. Let me know what you guys think though. Who do you have winning this fight? Drop it down below in the comments. And do you agree with what I was saying in this video? Let me know as well. Stay tuned for videos just like this one all week. UFC 313 fight week. So many fights to talk about and so much to break down. Thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one.